Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for the key to the week, we have the Tower card. All bets are off. Whenever you see this card, right, this is where ultimately the universe is shaking shit up to make things real, right? Whenever this card shows up, it is usually something is coming to an end, but not in like a, oh, well, this is nice, let's close it down and, you know, have a little cool down after the session. It's bam, you know, something comes in and it just kind of, I came in like a wrecking ball. It's very much that kind of energy. Now, the fact that we've got this as the key to the week, this is the overarching energy and theme. This is going to permeate everything. So across the board, in some way, shape or form, you are going to experience some sort of change, some sort of shock, knock, spill, trip, whatever. Now, we've just had that big full moon conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which especially if you're an ascendant Leo, this will be in your 10th house, right? This is your career, your public standing, how people see you, how people view you, the image that you project. All of that is coming up for reviews, coming up for change. What is the Tower? The Tower, just like the Fool card, is Uranian energy. This is that blasting, changing, sort of completely different, you know, different perspective kind of energy. For your actions and options, you have the Two of Swords, right? So this is going to see you looking at your partnerships and connections. It could see you this week as well. I'm going to be really honest with you. Something about you this week is either going to rub somebody else the wrong way, or it's going to be somebody else that rubs you the wrong way. And where usually, you know, Leo tends to find, they try to talk, you know, as much trouble as they talk themselves into, they talk themselves out of it as well. And this week, I don't think that's going to be possible. It kind of feels like whatever your viewpoint is, whatever it is that you are sticking with, it's kind of like you're saying, no, you know what? Usually I would back down. Usually I would put my hands up and say, oh, you know, it's best to let bygones be bygones or whatever. But this week, remember your Two of Swords represents an opposition. This week there's something about a connection that it's kind of like you're not having it. It's like this week you're saying, no, you know what, usually I would back down, but I'm not doing that this time. You're going to back down, right? This is about you standing your ground. It's also about some sort of intuitive insight that will come in, and probably by, you know, almost like a flash of inspiration, but it will be a flash of intuition. I say that because the Two of Swords is a very intuitive card. This is in your actions and options. So this is about you and what you do. Then you've got the Tower card, which is acting on that. So this is going to be some sort of flash of intuition, something that you just absolutely know within your heart of, you know, within your heart of hearts or within your being. And this is going to see you being very vocal. If you disagree with something that somebody has said or somebody that has done, where you might usually try to find a diplomatic way of doing it, this time there'll be none of that. It's just kind of you know, calling it as you see it. For your communications and conversations, you have the Six of Pentacles. So this is money, transactions. Whenever this comes up, I mean, especially when it comes to communications, this could be a week where you are having maybe a challenging conversation about money, about finances. This could be where you are challenging somebody. This could be a family member. It could be a boss. It could be where some sort of issue or challenge comes up to do with money or finances or transactions. I do have to say as well, this would be a week for you to be really careful, like with your cards, with your PIN codes, with your passwords, anything like that, especially around your finances. This would be a week to be really, really careful. Okay, so, you know, don't leave your PayPal open, don't leave your, you know, wallet on the side or anything like that. This is a week to be really just very, very cautious when it comes to the money and the finances. When it comes to the communications as well, This is going to see you looking at the quality of interaction that you get. So, you know, if you've got that one person that you never hear of or hear from until they want something or they need something or whatever, this could be the week where you've had enough and you just kind of call it out and say, actually, you know what, I don't want to hear from you anymore. And the reason being is because I only ever hear from you when you want something or when you need something or when the shit's hit the fan for you. It's like, where are you all of the rest of the time? You could be calling somebody out this week, and not in the subtlest ways, I have to say. For your money and materials, you have the 8 of Swords. This is not a week to take on a new financial commitment, because the chances are you'll be locked into it longer than you expect. This could be a week where you probably want to be cautious as well. Like if there's money that you owe or there's a debt outstanding of some sort, this is a week for you to find a way to settle that. But it would be worth checking as well, because there's a couple of ways that this could play out. One of them, it feels like you've overpaid something and you're going to try to dispute it this week, and it might lead to a very heated conversation. Or if this is about you taking on a new financial commitment, the chances are that you're going to be locked into this for longer than you would like. So what I would say to you is, this is a moment where you need to think, do I want or need this enough to be locked into it for the next year? All right, not sure who that's for, but you'll know if it's you. For your physical health and vitality, this is a week where you could, if you are working out, if you're doing some sort of workout regime, if you are, being health conscious, this could be a week where you might end up injuring yourself. Like if you've got something that's already showing itself, you know, like maybe your knee's a little bit sore after that leg day 2 days ago. And you're so sort of gung-ho about like, no, I'm sticking to this. The chances are you could end up having to take a lot more time off than if you just took the next sort of day, 2 days, 3 days off. Which is interesting actually that this is coming up, because for me it's my shoulder. I'm really feeling it, and I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, no, not having any days off, and then there's a part of me that's like, yeah, you know what, you probably want to give it a rest. So just something for you to think about. This is my ascendant sign, which is why I'm sharing that, so that you can see, you know, how this might play out. For your home and environment, this could be a week where you are possibly clashing with a neighbour, with somebody that you live next to, opposite, etc., above, below. This could be a week where maybe, I don't know, some sort of, you know, it could be anything, where this week it gets a bit much for you. On another level, this is going to see you really starting to say to yourself, okay, you know what, where is the forever home? What does that actually look like? Where is it that I actually see myself settling after here? You know, and I mean, this energy is going to come up a lot for Leos and Aquarians, I believe, over the next, let's say 12 to 14 months. For your love and relations, you have the High Priestess. So this is, in a way, it's kind of cool, right? So for those of you that are partnered, I do have to say this could be a week where you're clashing over money. It may be that there is a purchase that you want to make or a partner wants to make, and it doesn't really make sense financially. And this could be a week where you guys kind of really, where you clash on this. You know, it could be as well, I'm sorry to say, the other way that this can play out, you could find out that a purchase was made without your, not permission, but do you know what I mean? Like maybe you've already agreed, okay, at the moment we're not going to do any new finance or whatever. And it could be that this week you find out that maybe a partner goes behind your back. The reason I'm saying that is because you've got the Six of Pentacles, a transaction, the High Priestess that is revealed to you, the Tower card, that causes a problem. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm just showing you how sometimes you blend the cards and the meanings and whatnot. For those of you that are single, this could be, it could be that somebody that really rubs you the wrong way has a crush on you, or you find yourself thinking about that person in a way that is like, oh my gosh, like is the reason that I hate this person so much that I actually fancy the pants off of them. Maybe hate is a strong word, but you know, somebody that just really gets on your fucking nerves and you think to yourself like, oh, I can't stand that person. This could be a week where you discover that actually there's that. It's funny because I can kind of see how this is playing out for me. It's slightly different. And so what, I can share this. I'm happy to be vulnerable. So I have found myself being a little bit couple phobic recently. So like when I see people that are happy and loved up in all of their pictures and stuff, I'm like, oh, screw you. You know, I'm having like that's my human showing again. But that's what I say, like when I'm having a moment of profound humanness. I say, you know, like my human's showing. It's kind of like the equivalent to your flies open. But yeah, and I realise this in myself, and I think the reason that I'm having that reaction of, you know, to seeing people so happy and loved up is because I'm now feeling very single. So just an idea of how that could play out for you. All right. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shows up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.